Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. Coming up next, we are going to react to this video of NBA legends and players talking about Micheal Jordan. The whole GOAT conversation coming up next.
Your mindset heading into Sunday?
We didn't come here to play games. We are the champions.
Yeah.
And nobody is taking these belts from us.
You want the best? You're looking at her. This ain't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We are the champions of wrestling talk. Now, here's your host for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, the insightful Scott Barz, wrestling media in the dynamic salute, Darkwing Dub.
Please stand by.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Before we get started, I just want to make this, just real quick announcement. So what we're doing on Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle, and me and my bro discussed this already off camera a few times already. What we're doing is, I know you guys might see a lot of other content that shows up on our channel as well that deals with sports. So what we're doing, this side of Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle, we'll be talking about sports, basketball, football. My bro is going to be covering majority of that stuff. Every now and then you'll see me pop in when it comes to basketball, but majority of the time my bro is going to be covering that stuff while I'm able to focus on the other side and make sure the tweaks and everything is properly done. But yeah, so if you guys see it, don't get confused and be like, what's going on here? No. We still cover our wrestling. That is the main part of what we do. That's the core. It's just that we also talk about other sports as well. So, we're expanding our horizon. And since he's a avid football expert and I know about basketball, every now and then we'll cross over and do stuff like that. So this is why you see what you see here. I know we didn't really discuss it fully to you guys, but this is what we're doing. So don't be confused that this is what
real quick. And the reason why we doing this here show is because the show that I did a few days ago stirred some people up in the comments. People were a little upset about what I had to say on the GOAT conversation. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring in my bro here because in the video I did say that this is my opinion. This is me. Not saying that I was running away from debate, because the intro of my video says I want all the smoke. And I do. But I want to bring in my bro here because I want people to see that, hey, there are other opinions out there too. Mm-hmm. And not everybody's opinion is going to line up with everybody else's. Mm-hmm. And once he talks his talk, you're going to see why I'm saying that. Mm-hmm. But for those of you clowns out there, yes, I did say clowns because that's what you are. You dismiss MJ like, who does that, right? And you dismiss Bean. Like, one thing that I will not stand for is the dismissal of MJ or Bean. For those you clowns out there that don't know who Bean is, that's Kobe Bean Bryant. Y'all dismiss this man. This man is no longer here. And y'all did, as soon as he passed away, rest in peace, Kobe. But as soon as he passed away, now y'all want to start dismissing this dude? But when homie was alive, the GOAT debate was about Kobe and MJ. But as soon as he gone, it's almost like Kobe done disappeared. His legacy and all of them disappeared. And I'm not going to sit here and stand for that. And I remember an interview not that long ago where Shaq called out Draymond Green for the same thing. Like, where's my boy stand at in this? Because every time I hear you talk about that GOAT debate, it's MJ and LeBron. Where my boy Kobe at? He had to put Draymond on the spot. And so that's what I'm doing to some of you clowns out there that want to dismiss Kobe and want to dismiss MJ. So this video right here is proof of how former NBA players and legends feel about Michael Jordan. Because a lot of dismissal is coming from the people that don't want to recognize MJ. So whenever you ready to hit that play button, bro, have at it.
How was it like playing against MJ your rookie year? Shaking in my boots.
And I looked at him, and for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me. Like, I literally seen his aura.
He said, who's guarding me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, 50. He ended up with 54.
Meeting Michael Jordan for me was looked like he was like Jesus, black Jesus walking towards me.
I seen him walking towards me, and it was kind of like he was walking on air.
Was there anybody that you kind of avoided talking smack to? Because if you did,
Yeah, Michael Jordan. You don't want to mess with God.
That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
You took Jordan?
I'm never going against Jordan, dog. I've never seen it. I thought Michael Jordan was Jesus Christ, like playing to be Michael Jordan. I swear to God, dog.
Michael Jordan gets the ball right in front of our bench. And I'm already scared to death. Like, God, I hope I don't get into this game. I'm not ready for this.
We was playing Chicago in Salt Lake. They switched and put John Stockton on it. And he turned around and dunked on Stockton. So some guy got up and almost followed him down the sideline and said, hey, Jordan, pick on somebody your own size. Next time down the floor, he dunked on Mel Turpin. And went over and looked at the guy and said, was he big enough?
I mean, homie had grown men afraid of him. Listen, some of LeBron was on there talking about he thought he met Jesus.
Yeah.
How many times can you, in that video, did you hear people refer to him as God or Jesus?
Yeah, they did it. They definitely referred to him a few times as the Lord and Savior.
I mean,
yeah.
how do you combat that? And by the way, y'all's favorite, LeBron, he was in there too, talking about him. Just saying. LeBron's teammates, Dwayne Wade being the main one, Kyrie being another one. When asked who the GOAT is, who'd they say? They said Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan. These are guys that played with LeBron, saying that MJ's the GOAT. So, before I lay out my top 5, again, I'm going to let my bro take it.
All right, so like for one, like, I want to say this, like, Jordan is definitely a GOAT. Regardless of what people say, Jordan is definitely a GOAT. But I do feel there's other GOATs that are also up there in the conversation as well. I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to map out a few things too from my perspective. For one, right, yes, I did grow up watching Jordan, but I didn't pay much attention to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And that's not because of his gameplay or whatever, because Jordan was exciting to watch. But I vaguely remember anything that Jordan have done because I was too young. When Jordan came into the league, I was still like, He came into the league in the 80s. Okay, I was born in the 80s. So by the time I really started seeing his gameplay, he already was in, basically heading towards the prime of his career and eventually being on his way out for his first retirement. So that's when I seen him play. Now, like I said, I was born in the 80s. So by the time I really started watching him, even though I seen him as a little kid, by the time I really started paying attention and started getting into sports and all that, he already had like 3 or 4 championships by that time. And he was possibly going into baseball. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about okay, 80s, 90s, retirement, baseball, which is where you see all the thing depicted from Space Jam and all that stuff. By now, I'm in middle school. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't already went and did baseball and returned to the league. That's when I really got a chance to see who Jordan really was, because I was old enough to understand. What I mean is that a lot of you guys comment on things, but y'all haven't really watched. You understand? Most of you people are watching off of YouTube, whatever videos you can find, and then you're coming up with your own opinions. Most of you guys never really seen this guy when y'all was a kid. Most of y'all haven't. I mean, I have the opportunity of watching him play as a kid, but unfortunately, like I said, I'm being honest, I vaguely remember certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't pay attention to Jordan like that. You know what I'm saying? I watched him play. I knew he was great. I knew he was a GOAT, but I didn't really start paying attention to him until later on in my childhood. But you want to know the person that I really started paying attention to early? The person I started paying attention to early was Hakeem Olajuwon. And my reason being is that Olajuwon has pretty much a lot of the same stats that Jordan has. The only difference is he don't have all the championships. He don't have all the admiration that Jordan has. Nobody talks about Olajuwon like they talk about Jordan. They talk about Olajuwon, but they don't talk about Olajuwon, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? They put him in the conversation of GOAT centers and all that, but they don't put him in the conversation of overall GOATs like we're about to discuss right now. They don't put him in that conversation. And the reason being is that he doesn't boast himself out there like that. Like, we know he's a GOAT, but he don't put himself out there as a GOAT. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that Jordan does that, but if you look at the whole aesthetics and everything surrounding it, he kind of does in a way. He has the sneakers. That's one. How many GOATs do you know have sneakers? There's only a few that I could remember that actually got sneaker deals. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, of course, now we have a bunch of people, but if I believe, if you really want to be honest, I mean, the guy that set the blueprint for basketball sneaker deals in that era and now was probably Jordan. Now, there's been others before Jordan. I want to get that out there. There's been others before Jordan, but he kind of was like the guy that really made it popular. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all gonna say, oh, what about the Converses and this and that? We know already, so I'm just putting that out there. I know there was people before, but MJ's kind of the guy that made it cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody rocks J's, you know? So that's what I'm saying. My GOAT was Hakeem Olajuwon. He did some of the most amazing things that I ever seen. Like the Dream Shake is still emulated till this day. Till this day, big men, small men, whatever you want to call it, they still do the Dream Shake. I hoop. Part of my arsenal is the dream shake. You know what I'm saying? That stutter step that Olajuwon do when he's taking it to the rack with the Euro, that's part of like a lot of big man's game. Look at Giannis. Giannis does a lot of Hakeem Olajuwon moves. You know what I'm saying? Look at dude from the Sixers. He does a lot of Hakeem Olajuwon moves.
You talking about Joel Embiid?
Yeah, Embiid. So, like, his moves are emulated, and they stand the test of time. So what I'm saying is that, to me, and on top of that, he works with the players. He trains the players. He has his own gym, and he trains these guys. You got everybody comes to his gym to work with him. And the dude still can play ball. Even though he's up there in age, I've heard people say they got some runs in with Olajuwon, and he still got it, even in his 50s. So it just goes to show you that there's others out there that are in the conversation of GOATs, but they're never going to get mentioned like Jordan gets mentioned, because there are certain accolades that Jordan has that nobody else will have or get. You know? So he's one of my GOATs. He's my number one GOAT.
Can I cut in real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I want to preface this also by saying there's one center in particular that everybody puts in their top 5, maybe top 7 of all time. His name is Shaquille O'Neal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to ask Shaquille O'Neal, who is the one person other than Jordan? Everybody during that time frame was feared Michael Jordan, right? But Shaq has always said that he did not fear no center. But there was one center that always gave him the blues, always gave him fits. And his name is Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yep.
Hakeem Olajuwon, especially in the 90s, mid to early to mid to 90s, that dream shake. Oh my gosh. I remember being a kid. I had my own basketball goal in my driveway trying to emulate the dream shake. Not the Jordan fadeaway, the dream shake.
Mm-hmm.
It was to the point that I remember Dwight Howard hired this man to teach him the dream shake.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't do it. He still couldn't do it. As much as he tried, he couldn't do it. Because there's only one dream shake. There's only one dream.
Yeah, there's very few. Not to cut you off, there's very few centers that can do it, because it's a finesse. It's a finesse type of move, but the footwork has to be properly done. And there's only a few guys out. I seen Giannis do it pretty good. Embiid does it pretty well. Kobe does it really, really good. I've seen Kobe do it. LeBron does it. He is okay, but your footwork has to be like really like A+, because it's all about the footwork and the fake to either left or the right. That's what it's about. You know, getting your opponent to bite, to go left or go right when you go right, or just to fake him out so you turn around and you're able to shoot it. That's the whole concept behind that move, and not moving your pivot foot. But I've seen plenty of players that try to do it. They move their pivot foot all the time. So it's not a move that is really easy. Like, you really got to know your stuff in order to do it.
You know who else was really good at the dream shake?
Who?
Kevin Garnett.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. KG had it. He had it down.
No. He's one of the few that had it down to a science. He's one of the few. You know, he really did have it down to a science. You know, And like I said, man, like, you know, he to me is my number one GOAT. You know, now if I'm gonna dig any deeper and go into the conversation of GOATs, okay, so I already told you Olajuwon's my number one. Kobe Bryant is gonna be my number two. You know, and my reason being is that I actually got an opportunity to watch everything Kobe Bryant has done. You know what I'm saying? From his debut all the way to his retirement to the day that he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the Mamba. So, what Kobe has done, first of all, he's the closest thing that anybody will ever come to Michael Jordan. The closest thing. I know you guys are going to say, what's his face is pretty similar to Jordan. That play for the Timberwolves. What's his name again?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
But the problem with that though is that he's still young. He still got so much time in the NBA left to be on that level. Now, is he headed that way? Sure, he is. He's headed that way, but I'm not gonna put you up there with Kobe and Mike just yet.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they're going. A lot of people are going to say Anthony Edwards. You know, as far as on his way to being a Jordan type of guy, and that quite possibly could be true. You know, but before you gonna be a Jordan guy, you gotta win the championships first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta win the championships. You know, you got the sneaker deal, you got some of the endorsements, but you don't have the chips yet. So you gotta get the chips first. You have that killer instinct that's already embedded in you. We see that, but you gotta get the chips first. And that's I feel honestly that's the hardest thing is to get the chips because that means you gotta put the best players out of their misery during the season and the playoffs. You know, Jordan didn't have no problem doing that, and neither did Kobe. Kobe, where y'all think the Mamba mentality came from? The Mamba mentality came from just that. If y'all know what a Mamba snake is, the Mamba snake don't care how big, how small you are. Once he gets a grasp of you, it's a done deal. And you'll be lucky if he just bites you, because Mambas are pretty big. Mambas are pretty big. So
one of the most deadliest snakes in the world.
Yep. And you'd be lucky if he just bites you and leave you after that. Some of them want to savor the moment. So what I'm saying is that Kobe was one of those guys that savored the moment and he bit you. You know, like I'm talking about somebody that scored 60 points, 80 points in one game. You know how many shots you got to make to do that? You know how many, like, literally you got to be on fire basically almost the whole entire game in order to get points like that. And we all know Kobe, he definitely could shoot the ball, but Kobe attacked the rim like a man possessed. Like, and he did exactly. When Jordan came to the rack, you knew he was coming to the rack with bad intentions. You knew he was coming to the rack with bad intentions. You knew that when he gets within an inch of his spot, he either was going to dunk on you or he's going to shoot that 15-footer. A lot of the times, he's going to savor the moment and he's going to dunk on you. What did we just watch? We just watched highlights of him yamming on some of the biggest and best players in the NBA. That goes to tell you the man didn't play. What does Kobe do? Kobe does the exact same thing. We literally, when they had the Kobe ceremony, what were they saying? The man was on the phone with Jordan like 2, 3 in the morning, talking to him about his moves. Oh, what can I do? How can I do this? The guy watched film on Michael Jordan, game film. The guy was living, breathing the Jordan mentality. You understand? So Kobe will be forever the closest person to Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Until Anthony Edwards grows into that role, Kobe's always going to be that guy. And who's to say if Anthony Edwards is even going to get that close? You know what I'm saying? He has some attributes of Jordan, but who's to say that that's even the route he wants to take? Because if you listen to Anthony Edwards' interviews, like he doesn't really consider himself that guy just yet. You know what I'm saying? He's his own man. He's not saying he's not good. He knows how great he is, but he don't consider himself he doesn't like the limelight. Even though he puts himself in the limelight every single time for some of the stuff he does off scene with the women or whatever. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. My man got a truckload of baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many he got. I think he got like 3?
Yeah, he got enough.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know his track record as far as baby mamas, but I know he got a lot. So that's why I said truckload. So don't get me the lying. But what I'm saying is that, you know, as great as he is, great as Anthony Edwards is, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't, whenever people try to put that moniker on him, he shies away from it. There's been plenty of NBA legends that have put that moniker on him, but he don't want it. But there's going to be a time where most likely he will. It's just not now. That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah. Yep. Basically. Oh, he got 4.
He got 4 baby mamas.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was looking that up. I wanted to see for myself.
Okay, so I wasn't far off. I said 3, so we got 4. But so what I'm saying is, you know what I mean, that's probably, you know, one of the things, even though he say he doesn't want to be in the limelight, but that's kind of like one of the things that puts him in the limelight. They highlight a lot of, but he don't shy away from it. He's honest with you. He tells people. But anyway, let me stop being so long-winded and get back to what I was saying so you could get to your point. So, all right, so like I said, Kobe was that guy. You know what I mean? There's a list of other things I can say that he has done throughout his career. I mean, the superb performance he had in the Olympics, to breaking records, to doing all these, you know, spectacular things. Kobe's definitely in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Of being a GOAT, and he is a GOAT. So that's my number 2. My number three, and y'all gonna hate me for this, but my number 3 is definitely LeBron James. That's my number 3. My number 3 is LeBron James because, first of all, the guy was a man-child. He came into the league at a young age of, 17, 18 years old. I remember when he first came into the league because at that time I was playing college ball. And I remember our coach sitting us down and we watching his debut in the NBA with Cleveland. And we just saying, yo, this kid is amazing. And also the fact that we used to watch a lot of his tapes, his film, as far as him in high school, because a lot of the defensive things that he did, our coach wanted to emulate because he was ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? Even though you guys say he's not a defensive specialist, nah, there's some things that he does defensively that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? One of them is that chase down block. You know, there's not too many people that's going to chase you down all the way down the court just to get you back if you scored on them. He's one of those guys. In his heyday, chasing you down, that was legendary. Like, who does that? You dunk on me, you shoot on me, like, yeah, I got you. You time it right. A lot of people can't time it down to the point where you can go chase somebody down and pin their joint to the backboard or throw their joint out of bounds. He's one of the guys that used to do that faithfully. That was like a signature thing for him at one point. What We could talk about all the scoring titles that he has done. We could talk about all the things he's accomplished. We could talk about him debuting in Cleveland, then going to where did he go to? Miami. Going to Miami, doing his thing in Miami, then coming back to Cleveland to help them get a championship, then going to LA where eventually he got a championship and accomplished other things. We could talk about all those things down forever, you know. But the guy, you cannot deny the guy's accomplishments. Regardless of how y'all feel about him, whether y'all feel like he took the easy way out and he's doing this. Of course, he's going to pass Jordan because he played longer than him. I want to say this. If you can't really compare the eras because the Jordan era was a grizzled era. That era was tough. Kobe was built different because he not only got a chance to play in the era of what LeBron plays in, he played in Jordan's era too. So he got the best of both worlds, and that's why he's so great at what he does. He got the best of both worlds. Do y'all understand that? He got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? So when you do stuff like that, and then you like you combine it into your game, like you can adapt in any type of era. Honestly, I think Kobe could adapt to any type of era. But getting back to LeBron has done tremendous things in the league. You know, I could go on and on about him. So that's the reason why he's my guy at that third spot. Now, mind you, right? I kind of have him sharing that spot with MJ only because of the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, he's been able to, you know, keep boosting up his career. Look, I know what y'all gonna say, that but he got different players on his team that's able to extend his career. Listen, if I'm in the league and I see a young talent that could benefit my team, I'm going to make sure they get on my team so I can extend my career. Jordan did it. He's done it. He petitioned for Rodman to come to the Bulls. He petitioned for so many players to come play on his team because he knew at some point he can't do it by himself. There's going to be things that he cannot do on his own. No matter how many points he scores, Jordan could have scored 1,000 points. If his team is not scoring with him, he is not winning. It's called team basketball. So when you guys go and talk about LeBron and all the players that surround him, y'all sound stupid because if I'm an NBA player, of course I'm going to surround myself with guys that can play ball. You understand? Y'all sound dumb when y'all say that about Kobe Bryant. Y'all sound crazy. Who the hell ever thought of, oh yeah, Jordan did it by himself? Who told you that? Because he scored a bunch of points that he done it on his own? No, he didn't. There were other guys that surrounded him that was able to get him open, attract the attention, and get him open and get those points. Those are the players I want on my team. Every single team has those guys. If you're the main guy on the team, there are guys that are going to surround you, that are going to get you the looks that you need to score. You understand? So I don't know why people always talk about that all the time. It makes no sense to me. It's just mind-boggling. Like, who the hell says that? You know what I'm saying? It's called team ball. Doesn't matter how many points I score. I could score 1,000 points. I promise you, no matter how many times they can stop me, if the other team are scoring consistently and I'm the only one that's scoring, I'm not going to win. So, like I said, at the end of the day, that's y'all don't have to agree with it. Y'all can agree with it, whatever. I don't have if y'all want me to do a 4 and a 5, you know what I'm saying, I could do a 4 and a 5. If I had to choose a 4, of course I'm gonna choose Shaq. He's another guy I was watching as a kid, and I liked what he did. Shaq is no joke. The guy was a dominant center. The guy was one of the most dominant centers in the league. He was like the Incredible Hulk of the NBA. The dude brought down the whole entire court. He dunked and took the whole court with him. He might as well drug it out of the arena. The dude was a freakish athlete. You know what I'm saying? Even when he went to the league and even when he went to the Lakers and he gained that weight, he still could not be stopped. The only thing that stopped Shaq was the fact that he even said it himself that he was getting overweight. That's the only thing that stopped Shaq. If he had put the same time in that Kobe was doing, and he had the same obsessions that Kobe had, I probably wouldn't have been having Olajuwon as my number one GOAT. It probably would be Shaq. If he had put the same, and he said it himself. That wasn't him. That wasn't his thing. He said it himself. I forgot his exact words, so I can't tell you his exact words, but he said something along the lines of that.
He pretty much said that that's why a lot of people felt like him and Kobe clashed, because Kobe wanted to be in the gym working. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Shaq as a big kid. You know, he was one of those guys that worked himself into shape as the season went along, whereas Kobe stayed in that gym all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So he said that if he had the same mindset as Kobe, as a MJ, that he probably would have gone down as the greatest player ever. And guess what? He ain't lying. Yeah. If he could work like MJ and Kobe, there's no stopping Shaquille O'Neal. But he didn't. He didn't have that same work ethic. He didn't have that same killer mentality of an MJ of a Kobe. That was his downfall.
Yeah. That basically was it. So that's why I have Jordan and LeBron sharing that third spot, because of the simple fact that, you know, they pretty much have the same accolades except for championship wise. You know what I'm saying? Even though they played in two different eras, you know, they play in two different eras. Yes, I know you guys gonna say, oh no, they really don't have the same accolades. Yes, they do, in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways they do. You know what I mean? The only difference is Jordan played in the grizzled era. This era of basketball is more like flashy and finesse. It's not the grizzled era. It's not the era that you can go in the paint and grind it out and take it to the rack. That's not this era. They calling fouls like every single day, every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, what about him flopping or whatever? Look, every player flops. If I know that the ref is going to give me a call so I can go to the line, I'm going to flop too. So I hate when y'all do that. Y'all want to discredit the man for flopping. It's the most smartest thing that you could do when playing basketball. If you get fouled and it's not even a real foul and you flop and you're able to get away with it, flop. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to get to the line, you're going to give me the ball and I'm going to get to the line, I'm going to flop. So it's just mind-boggling to me that, Y'all want to discredit him for that, but we don't want to talk about these other players that done more flopping than him. We're not going to discuss that, right? We're not going to discuss it. We're not even talking about that, you know. And lastly, if you want to talk about fifth, a number five GOAT, there's a bunch of people that I could put in that fifth spot. You know what I'm saying? There's really a bunch of people that I could put in that fifth spot. But I'm going off of, you know, who inspired me, who I like to watch. You understand? And this is no shade on anybody, but I've always looked at Allen Iverson as a GOAT. Allen Iverson. The man's handles is incredible. The guy's charisma is off the charts. Man, if Allen Iverson was 6'6", he would dominate the league at that time. If Allen Iverson was just a tad bit taller, y'all would have been in trouble. If Allen Iverson stayed in the gym like Kobe Bryant did or LeBron did, y'all would have been in trouble. Y'all would have been in some serious, serious trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude told you himself that he wasn't a gym rat like everybody else was. But if he was, y'all would have had a serious problem. He already came in dressed better than most of y'all. Yo, have you ever seen
No,
him?
he didn't.
Have you ever seen a lot of these NBA players how they dress? Like, yo, you got access to some of the best fashion experts in the world. Why the heck are you coming into your locker room dressed like that? What are you doing? Like, if I had bread like that, I'm telling you right now, I'm getting some tailor-made suits that I'm going to come in there looking like Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come in there like, woo! Like, come on. Like, have you seen some of the outfits that some of these guys will wear, man?
Bro. You talking about today? These days? Is that what you talking about?
These days and the past too, because the past has some outrageous outfits too, man.
Say these days, you can pretty much blame Russell Westbrook.
That's another thing. Yo, Russ, man, come on, bro. Like there's certain outfits that I can give him that are dope, but there's ones that I've seen him wear like, nah, B. You got nah, B. What the dude used to do off a Full House? Cut that out.
Yep.
Chill, bro. We not doing. Nah, man. But yeah, man. If I had to do a number 5, like I said, it's gonna be Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is gonna be my number 5. You know, his list of accolades speak for itself. The dude transcended basketball, the style, everything. You know, Allen Iverson was the Ric Flair of the NBA. Basically, that's what he was. If y'all look at Michael Jordan as the Hulk Hogan, then Allen Iverson definitely was the Ric Flair, because there was a lot of times when they went against each other and he crossed Jordan out of his boots a few times. So he definitely was the Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to compare them wrestling wise, that would be a good segment. NBA players, who are they comparable to as wrestlers? That would be a good segment for another time. But yeah, that's my 5. I know I was long-winded, but I had to explain why. I know y'all still going to try to come for me in the comment sections. I'm with all the smoke. So say what you want. I'm done. I'm done.
Listen. When we started this video, I said, y'all gonna hear why I said in my personal video that this is my opinion and mine alone.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all want to try to come for me. So that's why I'm like, bro, we need to do this on our podcast so they can hear exactly why I say it's my opinion. Because guess what? My opinion is different than his opinion. See, my number one is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. See, he's a little bit older than me, only by a few years, but his Jordan didn't start until he was already 3 deep in the championships. I remember sitting with my uncle on the couch watching Jordan versus the Bulls versus the Lakers for that first championship. I remember watching that. I remember the look on my uncle's face when he did that crazy layup. I remember all that. I remember the 72-10 Chicago Bulls. I remember all that. I remember that the Pacers in 97 and 98 took the Bulls to the brink of elimination in the conference finals. I remember that. So, to me, Jordan is my GOAT, whereas his GOAT is the Dream. My number 2 and his number 2 are the same. Because if I'm saying Jordan is my GOAT, and we've both said that Kobe is the closest thing to Michael Jordan, what the fuck do I look like putting Kobe at number 3, 4, or 5? No, Kobe is 2. Closest thing we had to Michael Jordan. Number 3, this is another one that we agreed on. LeBron James. I don't hate LeBron James. I don't. I'm not one that hates on LeBron James. But if you go back and look at the video that I made and the comments that were posted underneath it, people that were defending LeBron James were doing so in the name of tearing down Michael and Kobe. Mm-hmm. I wasn't tearing down LeBron. In the video, I did not tear down LeBron. In the video, I tore down Draymond Green. Because Draymond Green had the audacity to say that Michael never led finals runs. Mm-hmm. According to who? Because if I'm not mistaken, the three championships that the Bulls got, 3 finals MVPs. That's a leader to me. Mm-hmm. Led the team in scoring, led the team in block shots. So, and the steals. And then, if I am not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, after that third championship where they beat the Phoenix Suns, that's also the same Phoenix Suns team that had Charles Barkley, Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson, so on and so forth. That's also the same Charles Barkley that swore up and down that nobody in the league was better than him until he ran into that Bulls team in the NBA Finals. You don't believe me? He's talked about it. The video's on TikTok, the video's on YouTube. Find the video. Google it. Charles Barkley swore up and down that nobody in the league was better than him. It wasn't until after the finals where Charles Barkley had to go to his kids and say, I think there is one player better than me in the league, and that's Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. So after that, he retires. Gone for 2 seasons playing baseball. Bulls got put out the playoffs. First full season back, that was the 72-10 Bulls. You mean to tell me that this man didn't lead finals runs, Draymond? He also said something along the lines of Jordan never beat the greatest team ever. It's interesting that he would say that. Because to me, maybe I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. That 72-10 Bulls team, did they win the chip that year?
72-10 Bulls team?
Yes, the 95-96 Chicago Bulls went 72-10. Did they win the chip that year?
Didn't they? Yeah, I believe they did, right? Yeah.
They absolutely did. They beat the Seattle Supersonics that had Gary Payton, Sam
Kemp.
Perkins, Sean Kemp. George Karl was the head coach.
I remember
That's
that.
the team that went 72-10. The team that LeBron beat, that Draymond was part of, went 73-9. My question to you, did that Warriors team win the chip?
No. I don't think they did, right? No. They didn't win.
Exactly. That Warriors team was up 3-1 to that Cleveland, LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love Cleveland team.
Yep.
Up 3-1 and choked it away. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be completely off base here. I don't know. But if you're going to be considered the greatest team ever, shouldn't you have a championship to go with that?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, the 72-10 Bulls team won the chip that year. The 73-9 Warriors team did not. So in a lot of people's mind, including my own, the 72-10 Bulls team is the greatest team ever assembled. So who was the leader of that team? Oh, I think he goes by the name of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So you tell me a time where Michael Jordan would have to beat his own team. He wouldn't have to because he was on the greatest team alive. That's the point I was making. No shade to LeBron whatsoever. The point I was making was Michael Jordan was on the greatest team alive. He didn't have to beat himself. The rest of the NBA had to beat him.
And that's my whole point. And not to cut you off, but that's my whole point when it comes to basketball. Like, you could be the greatest player ever lived, but these greatest players can't be the greatest players ever lived if they're not on teams that could provide them the spacing in order to make those type of shots, in order for them to get to the rack, in order for them to do certain things to show their greatness. You could be great individually, yes, but what makes you an outstanding great is when Tony Kukoc attracts all the attention from the three-point line. They're scrambling to get to him, not knowing that Jordan's open on the other side and he could just glide to the basket and dunk. What did we see on the Bulls team? Whenever these certain players were open, if Jordan's not dishing it and all the attention's on them, what happens? It leaves Jordan right open to do what he does best. You know what I'm saying? What did we see with LeBron? The same exact thing. What did we see with Kobe? The same exact thing. That's why I hate when these folks always talk about they won these games by themselves. No, they didn't. There's no NBA ball player that wins games by himself. You have to have some sort of team in order to get those shots. You know what I'm saying? Now, can you score a bunch of points by yourself? Hell yeah. But if you're the only one that's scoring, are you going to be the one that's going to win the game? If you're the only one that's scoring, you have to have a certain percentage of people on your team that scores at least to match what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to be the one player to score all the points and win, The other team has to be horribly bad. They gotta be the worst. They gotta be dumpster juice in order for them to like. Am I saying something off base though, bro? Because like I'm saying like they would really have to be that bad, like suck for you for one player to just score those points and win the game for the team.
And to that point, in the 80s, when Jordan was drafted to that Chicago Bulls team, he was I believe it was his second or third year in the league. Homie averaged 35 a game, 36 a game, and was put out the first round of the playoffs. He put up 63 against Larry Bird in the playoffs, but they were eliminated.
That's crazy.
And that's the day. That's also the day where Larry Bird called Jordan God in basketball shorts, because everybody's seen the highlight of him going through his legs 3, 4, 5 times and then shooting the J over Larry Bird. That's the game. That's the game where Larry Bird said that Jordan was Jesus in basketball shorts. Okay. Now, to your point, you are absolutely correct, because Jordan was scoring all them points. Then what did they have to do? They had to draft Scottie Pippen. They had to draft Horace Grant. They had Bill Cartwright. They had to draft B.J. Armstrong. All these players were drafted and built around Michael Jordan. They drafted. Yeah, I don't know if you remember the show. They were talking about the Dream Team, and when the Bulls drafted Tony Kukoc, and neither Jordan nor Pippen wanted Tony Kukoc over there. But as soon as Tony Kukoc got here, they won 3 more chips.
Yep.
And you're correct in what you're saying. You're not off base. It does take a team. It does take a team. Like, to the people that shit all over Kobe for all those years for not winning without Shaq. How many more championships did Shaq win without Kobe? One,
yeah.
One, and it was with D. Wade. Oh, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah.
See, people like to use that to try to tear down Kobe, but how come that same argument isn't being used for Shaq?
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it does take, like, Scottie was built, and he has even said this, he was built in Jordan's image. He was. Jordan pushed him to limits that he never thought he would get. And that's how they became the unstoppable force that they were. And then Jordan and Pippen alone, them two advocated for guys like Steve Kerr. We seen Steve Kerr make game-winning shots in the finals. Everybody's focused on MJ and Scottie. There's their Steve Kerr sitting at the free throw line. Whack 'em.
Yep.
We seen John Paxson hit game-winning shots.
Paxson. I remember John Paxson. Yeah.
We remember that. We remember that. Everybody's focused on Jordan and Pippen. There's John Paxson wide open. Whack 'em. We've seen it. They advocated for guys like Dennis Rodman, because they knew that Dennis Rodman was going to bring something to that team that they didn't have since Horace Grant left and went to the Orlando Magic. And what they do, they rambled off 3 more chips. Dennis Rodman. So yes, it does take a team. You are absolutely correct. It's the same with Kobe and Shaq. It wasn't just Kobe and Shaq. How many they called this man Big Shot Rob for a reason. How many game-winning shots did we see Robert Horry hit?
Yeah.
What about Derek Fisher?
Yeah.
Glenn Rice.
Mitch Richmond.
Ron Harper, who, by the way, was also on those Bulls teams. Just saying.
Yeah. Mitch Richmond was on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Who else? At one point,
we
had
Rick Fox.
Karl Malone was a Laker.
Karl Malone. Gary Payton was a Laker. Rick Fox.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rick Fox was already a kind of a big name, but when he went to the Lakers and played with Shaq and Kobe, he turned it up a notch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
LeBron, yeah, he took that Cleveland team to the finals. But y'all, we gonna act like Zydrunas Ilgauskas was something to sneeze at? Zydrunas Ilgauskas was a damn good center for that time. Delonte West was a good point guard at that time.
Yep.
So Mo Williams, another good point guard for that time. But in LeBron's eyes, that wasn't good enough, because we saw that once he got to the finals, that first finals with San Antonio, they swept him.
Mm-hmm.
Another damn good team. Got swept. So what did he do? He got tired of losing to Orlando, got tired of losing to the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and teamed up with D Wade and Bosh. Now me, I hold it against him. I don't hold it against him for teaming up with Wade and Bosh. I held it against him because he left his city to go to another city to win a championship, just to come back to said city. When Jordan was there, all them losing years that he had, getting bounced in the first round of playoffs and stuff, he never left. He stayed in Chicago. The losing seasons that the Lakers had after Shaq left, and it was just Kobe and Smush Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wanted to leave, but he stayed. So I felt like LeBron could have stayed. That's just me. But I'm saying all that to say that my bro over here is correct. It does take a team. It does take a team. Now, what I am going to hold against LeBron is when he went to the finals with Miami that first time,
mm-hmm.
and they played against my Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hold it against him. Why am I going to hold that against him? For that series, bro averaged 4 points in the fourth quarter. You think Kobe and Jordan's going to average 4 points in the fourth quarter with JJ Barea and Jason Kidd and Sean Marion guarding him? Hell no. Hell no. Not going to average no goddamn 4 points in the fourth quarter with them. Not with them.
Mm-hmm. And JJ Barea was shifty and crafty as hell. Like, he was no joke.
He was no joke, but LeBron is what, 6'8", 6'9", good 250, 260. JJ Barea is probably good, what, 6 foot, 6'1", probably $2 soaking wet from Puerto Rico. Jason Kidd, don't get me wrong, Jason Kidd was a damn good defender. He was. And so was Sean Marion. But you think as tenacious and as the killer instinct in Michael and Kobe, you think that would have allowed to happen? Like, you hear stories of Kobe stewing all offseason after they lost to the Celtics, to Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett Celtics. You heard stories of how Kobe was just stewing all offseason and working his ass off, making sure it didn't happen again. And then they came back the next year and beat the brakes off the Magic, and then came back the year after that and got his get back against the Celtics before they lost to Oklahoma City Thunder the following year after that. So, yes, I am going to fault LeBron for that. But they did get 2. Was it 2 in Miami?
Yeah, I think they got 2.
He did get 2 in Miami. And then he saw that Kyrie was the real deal, which we all know that Kyrie is the real deal, and took his talents back home to Cleveland, got a championship in Cleveland, good for him, and then got another asterisk. Yes, I said it. You can come for me all you want to. You can come for me all you want to. It was an asterisk. COVID season, he got a championship with that too. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, it counts as a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Not to take anything away from him, bro made the NBA Finals for 10 straight seasons. Was it 10 straight? Or 8 straight? Something like that. But for the longest time there, it was only his teams getting out of the East. Whether if it was Miami or Cleveland, it was only his teams that was getting out of the East. I will give credit when credit is due. Bro is going to retire with over 50,000 points.
Yeah.
Kudos. I cannot take nothing away from him. I cannot. But to say that he's a better player than Michael and Kobe, I personally cannot do that. I know there's plenty of you out there that can. I personally cannot. So we got MJ, Kobe, LeBron. Now 4, I had Kareem. I never got to see Kareem. I can admit that. But I do have family members that do, and they do have YouTube. And I've seen plenty of videos of Kareem. And let me tell you something. Everybody talks about the Kobe and Jordan fadeaway. That sky hook, bro. That sky hook was nothing to sneeze at.
Facts. That's one of my moves too. Like when I'm in the post, that sky hook is no joke. There's no joke. That you and it's crazy because you gotta be like a real shifty guy and really got some good aim to like make that shot. Like from all those angles that he used to shoot it from. Like he was real crafty with it. Like he could do it with either hand on either side of the court. You never even see it coming. It's hard to block. Like that move was deadly simple but effective. Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Who was going to stop that?
Nobody.
So I got Kareem at number 4, and my number 5 is his number 1. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. I personally, I know you give him all the credit in the world, but I personally believe that there aren't enough people, whether if you're an analyst, an ex-player, a current player, whatever, people like me and him just talking, there aren't enough people out there giving Hakeem Olajuwon his just due.
Nope.
It's just not. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why there's not enough people out there that wants to give Hakeem his just due. You let Shaq tell the story like, oh man, was he really like that? Hakeem was really like that. He gave Shaq the blues in the finals. He gave Patrick Ewing the blues in the NBA finals. The 2 NBA finals he got were the 2 that Jordan was retired, and he gave the NBA the blues. And I said in my other video that I did go ahead and do a 6 and 7. 6 I gave to Tim Duncan in that Spurs team. 7 I gave to my boy. Y'all might not agree with me, and quite frankly, I don't give a fuck if you agree with me or not. But I'm putting my boy at number 7. That's Dirk. Tell me that fadeaway wasn't nothing crazy. That one-legged fadeaway.
Nah, that fadeaway was nasty, bro. That fadeaway was nasty, man.
I wish I would come from my boy Dirk. Don't play with Dirk. Don't play with Dirk. That one-legged fadeaway was nasty. I mean, I can go to 10 if I wanted to, because 7 was Dirk, 8 was Shaq, 9 was Magic, and 10 was Larry Bird. Some of y'all might not like that I have Magic and Bird so low. It's still top 10. Still top 10. And they could probably, if I didn't have such affinity for Dirk and what he did for my Dallas Mavericks, they would actually be a little bit higher. But I feel like as a Maverick fan, and it being my fucking list, Dirk is number 6. And we can go from there. But, I mean, the main mission of this video was to hear somebody other than me talk about the top 5 and why they chose the top 5. Like, I had MJ at 1. He had Hakeem at 1. See, not everybody's going to be the same. So I don't understand why there's such a freaking argument over LeBron, Kobe, Michael. My bro here just spelled it out for you right here. Not everybody's going to be the same. He put Hakeem at 1.
Yeah,
I bet none of y'all saw that shit coming either.
And I know like the base of this conversation is for, you know, the top 3 most talked about players in the league in the NBA history, which is Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. You know me at this point in time. But, you know, you got to understand, like, and I say it again, you know, like everybody's GOAT is different and the eras are different too. Like Olajuwon played in the Jordan era. You know what I mean? Y'all can't say he played in the Jordan era. So those guys experienced each other, and not for nothing, Jordan did give Olajuwon his flowers. Whenever they played against the Rockets, when they were healthy, that time they were on their championship run, ain't nobody was stopping Houston. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all are gonna get upset. I'm trying to tell you, that monster in Houston put fear in a lot of these teams' eyes. I'm telling you right now. Olajuwon was nothing to play with. There was nothing to play with. And if you ask anybody, they will tell you the same exact thing. He was nothing to play with. You know what I mean? But leave it up to y'all, man. You know, y'all wouldn't, y'all think otherwise. But it's cool, though. Like, you know, it's, you know, I guess basketball could also be subjective. So, you know, like, it doesn't have to be, you know, like, some people must agree with me. No, it doesn't have to be that way, you know?
It's like we were talking about this on the phone earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it in like our name of our podcast is Ring Ropes and Turnbuckles. So, professional wrestling, right? His GOAT and my GOAT are 2 totally different people. I have Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig in my top 5. He doesn't. Shawn Michaels is my GOAT. His GOAT for professional wrestling is not Shawn Michaels. So it's just, that's why these conversations are fun. But I think people miss the point of these conversations. Like, number one, I feel like sports as a whole is subjective. For instance, I'm a Mavericks fan. He a Lakers fan. My view is going to be different than his. I'm still pissed off from last season. And Cooper Flag is balling right now. I'm still pissed off that they traded Luka to the Lakers. Like, they needed Luka.
I'm not pissed off, though.
See what I mean?
I'm not pissed off at all. Hey man, that was your management. You thought we was gonna say no? and you know what's crazy before we end off too? You know what's crazy? We could quite possibly end up with Giannis at some point in time. That's yo. If we got Giannis and Luka on the same team, bro, LeBron could just sit down. He don't even have to get off the bench, bro.
You might as well just go ahead and retire right there. They
You know
don't need him at that point. You got Luka and Giannis on the same team? That'd be nasty.
Now, mind you, I don't. It's the rumor out there. I don't know if it's going to happen. Like, you know, I've seen them crazier things happen, like with this whole Luka trade, and nowadays, like it's making it possible for it to happen. Because he wants to come to the Lakers, but is it going to happen? I don't know. You know, I don't know. Do we need Giannis? No, we don't. But if Giannis wants to come to our team, do I think they should stop him from trying to come to our team? Absolutely not. I feel like NBA players should be able to go wherever they want. You know? Yeah, if he wants to go to Dallas, let him go to Dallas.
Get rid of Anthony Davis, old broke ass, and send him to Milwaukee. They're up there in the cold, and let's get Giannis down here to play with Kyrie and Cooper Flag, and let's go win one.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah, you know, I think when it boils down to it, they're looking at value and long term. Who is going to be valuable enough, like, you know, to trade for him? And right now, like, the trade package that we got is pretty good, but I don't think they're going to accept that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? They talking about trading Austin. What's Bull's name? Am I saying his name right?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Yeah, they talking about trading him. This is the rumor. Trading Austin Reeves and a few other pieces, but the highest point is that Austin Reeves thing. Austin Reeves is glowing right now. You know what I'm saying? He is balling. He's balling. His stock is way high. Like, he could easily be the first option on any team right now. Of course, he's the third option right now. You know what I'm saying? But he could easily be the first option anywhere else. You know, but do I think they accept that trade? Nah, probably not. But who knows? You know what I mean? I've seen crazier things happen. So,
I'm sure we have.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Well,
I mean, either way, I mean, that's why I wanted to do this video, just to show people that that basketball, football, hell, baseball, professional wrestling is all subjective. That's why in the video that I personally made, I said this is my list. Y'all want to come for me? It's like I say in my intro. Welcome to Darkwing's Flawless Victory, where I want all the smoke. I'll never back down from the smoke. Trust that. Trust and believe that. I'll never back down from the smoke, and neither will he. So that's it. His list, my list. You know, we have some of the same players, but the orders are kind of different. Like I'll say it again: Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, Hakeem. He had Olajuwon, Kobe. He had LeBron and MJ as 3A and 3B. Allen Iverson. How much more different can you get?
yeah. And like I said, the only reason why I had them sharing that third spot is because they have a lot of similarities when it comes to their stats, but the overall similarity, of course, is LeBron excelling and continuing to play, you know, even though he's up there in age. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that's the overall factor for him. The overall factor for Jordan is the fact that he got more championships than LeBron. You know, so, I mean, at the end of the day, I was like, you know, I can't, for me personally, I couldn't have, one wasn't superseding over the other because I just felt like it wouldn't do the other any justice because they both are phenomenal players in their own right. So I just felt like they should share that spot. You know what I'm saying? One has one thing that doesn't, the other one doesn't. The other one has one thing that the other one doesn't. So, okay, y'all even in my book. Now, y'all might see something different, and that's quite fine. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just speaking on terms of how I felt. Now, tomorrow, I might say something different. I might feel different. You know what I mean? But at this point in time, I feel that way because when I think about it, they both have one up over each other in different categories. So that's just the way I looked at it, you know. But yeah, that was a great conversation, man. I feel like we need to talk about basketball a lot more, and I feel like we need to, you know, pay attention to some of these games a lot more. We could probably review. I feel like if you guys like this, I feel like when the actual playoffs start coming around, we could review these series, the basketball series, or we could just review the finals. We could do something like that, and just talk about, what happened in the finals or whatever the case may be, because I think these are good conversations, and it's refreshing to discuss stuff besides professional wrestling. You know what I mean? It's very refreshing. And, I know a lot of people that know about basketball. We can always invite people to come in too. Just like we invite the wrestlers and invite other content creators to come in. Hey, other basketball content creators, other people that are knowledgeable about basketball, other basketball players, you could come on our show. Yes, it says Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, but we talk about sports.
And you can get the smoke too.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about sports. I think that's a good idea, bro. Like, we can invite some former hoopers on the show, talk about their legacy, their careers, and things like that. I think that's a good idea, bro. We
all around. We all around.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, we could do that,
Sign me up. Hey, we get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I think we could do that. I think that'd be dope. Talk about that stuff.
And if there's any players out there, whether if it's former NBA, current NBA, WNBA, overseas, G League, college, we can't do high school. You gotta be over 18. But if you're over 18 and you're a former player and you just want to come on the show and just speak hoops, man, our information is in the bio of the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can shoot us an email. You can shoot us a DM on Instagram, Facebook, or I think his Facebook is linked to it. I don't have mine because I don't. But Instagram, I see the Instagram messages and I see our emails. So yeah, if y'all want to come on here and just chop it up, talk some hoops, hey, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you're street and not for nothing, if you're a basketball content creator as well, like when I mean basketball, like if you're a hooper that tapes yourself playing basketball and you like what we do on our podcast, you know what I'm saying? Whether you watch us for wrestling or whether you watch us for the other sports that we cover, you're welcome to come on the show and talk your ish, you know what I'm saying? Or just talk about, your status in basketball, what you doing. The floor is open. I got a few people in mind that I would like to bring on the show, you know what I'm saying? Like, them dudes is nice with it. I got a few people in mind.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so with that being said, it's your boys. Y'all gonna be able to catch us next week. State of Professional Wrestling, episode, I believe it's episode 4. This is gonna be episode 4. And then also, we're gonna be having Alpha Zoe on the show. So y'all gonna stay tuned for that. We're gonna be doing our breakdown for State of Professional Wrestling, episode 4. Our nice little holiday breakdown. Just us. Nobody else is going to be on the show. We're just going to talk about, all the accolades, everything that we have done thus far, and what we plan on doing moving forward into the new year. And most importantly, that monetization. We need that, folks. If you like our content, if you're watching, I know you're watching because I've watched it. I see the analytics. If you're watching, don't hesitate. Subscribe. The more subscribers we got, the closer we get to our goal of monetization. We need that monetization, folks. It's a lot of hard work for us in this content creating space. And in order for us to further our brand and update our equipment and do all these things, we need that monetization because we invest a lot of time and energy and a lot of money into this. in order for us to move forward, we need the monetization so we can continue to excel. So all y'all gotta do, help us out, subscribe to the channel. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. If it helps, we'll even start putting the hashtags in the video with us so you can see. Like, you know, we need that support. Because without y'all, this doesn't move. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't move.
And real quick, before we end off, I know we said that once before, but be on the lookout because we do know Friday, December 19th is the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight. We will be at some point, whether if it's at the end of Friday after the fight is over with, or Sunday, because I believe Saturday is I have a Christmas thing with family on Saturday. So either Friday after the fight or Sunday, we will be going over the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight. And also, he said next week, be on the lookout next week for our end of the year show, where it's just going to be us, State of Professional Wrestling, episode number 4. In that, we will be introducing the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Award show. So be on the lookout.
For sure. So, you know, pay attention to that. We'll give you more insight on that real soon. As far as that goes, we'll see y'all in a few days. Sayonara. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Ain't even time
Merry
yet,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All that other stuff.
Get it all out of the way. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, man. See y'all later.
Yo, Robert Mason here, and the fire in this arena is unreal.
And I'm Molly Finwick. We are the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle commentary team, bringing nonstop action. And that wraps up another explosive edition of the podcast. Join us next week as the road to the championship continues.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.